Greetings, everyone. I am Lady Ray Ochlin, Dragon Elf. Yeah, okay, drew a blank. Honestly, I've not been in the best of states lately, so I'm going to discuss it in this vlog and fill you in on all of it. Now, pertaining to my vlogs, because I have been absent these past few weeks, some odd weeks, of not getting a vlog up once a week on either a Monday or Tuesday, I'm just going to, from here on out, I'll be uploading vlogs when I feel like it, but I'm going to aim for Monday and Tuesday to get them up. I typically do have content to talk about, but as in the title, we're talking about something that's trigger warning, depression, because I've been very depressed. It's gotten worse over the course of the year because of the pandemic. And basically in March or April, when everything got shut down, I was doing really good in school, and everything just got ripped out from underneath me, and I've been just kind of floating along, managing to do stuff, but not stay healthy mentally. So I will be talking about that. I will pop up a little thingy down here at the bottom saying what time you can skip to get past the bulk of this stuff that I'm going to be talking about, as it can be a trigger for some, I'm sure. So I will do that. But in the meantime, regarding my YouTube channel, I have a variety of content that all of you can look at and find other YouTubers and creators out there on the platform and see what kind of cool stuff they've got. I really mainly started using YouTube just to kind of save stuff that I really liked, but since I have this platform, why not use vlogs and share my story, which I'm going to get into, because it's a bit rough. Yeah, my depression, alright, you guys probably hear, I don't know if you hear it or not, but there's a garbage truck next door making a ruckus. I did not know that was going to happen. They're done, almost. As I was saying, my depression has gotten worse over the course of the year, and it actually has triggered self-harm. I have tried vaguely, faintly, to stick my arm between my legs and try to break it. I didn't break it, fortunately. I know when I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning, I sometimes have like my hand like this curled up against something. My hands go numb when I do that. And I have had thoughts of wanting to intentionally induce the numbness and just to make it really bad for my hands. And I've also, with the way my toenails grow, especially when I'm wearing sneakers, they push the toenail, the front of the shoe pushes the toenail against the neighboring toe, and it has in the past cut it open, so I decided I'd go ahead and self-harm with my feet by letting my toenails get unruly and gouge into one of my toes. Fortunately, after my therapy appointment yesterday that I had with my therapist, I got cleaned up, freshened up, which felt really nice because due to coping with playing Grand Theft Auto 5 online, I use the games and videos to distract myself from the real world, and I was gaming so much on the game that I would be exhausted by the time the day was done, and I'd never got a shower. So I was missing days on it. Which honestly, really, if you can, like, get a shower, like every day, every other day, because really the shower, it just really depends on your preference when you want to get a shower. But really, I find it helps cleanse. Getting showered or baths even, just getting clean, it helps cleanse, and it feels really nice to finally be able to cleanse all the grit and dirt off. As refreshing. So it was really nice to get refreshed and do that. And now my toenails are much better now. Honestly, it's a weird spot to have like a self-harm thing going on. it's not something like people would think about, letting your toenail grow out so it'll cut into your neighboring toe. And some people, they would consider cutting one's hair like I have in the past as just a style that they want. I'm expressing my pain in the past when I've done that, except for when I had it cut short like a pixie cut. That was just to prove to myself that, yeah, I can go with a short haircut and be okay and not be mentally unhinged by the whole thing. But then that's like every time I've cut my hair, I've gone short. I think I had like something like around here, and I did like a buzz cut with bald patches and razor burn. That was the last one I did, that's the one I've been growing my hair out from since. And it has gotten quite long, actually. So I have had thoughts of cutting my hair again, but because I really want to go, excuse me, but because I really want to have long hair and have it more elven hairstyles, which actually I've got my hair partially up. There's this bit right here that's partially up. I'm not sure I can get camera good angle. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I've got it up right here. And this whole hairstyle, I'm not really sure how well that was visible, but okay. This hairstyle is just half up, half down. It really does vibe with elven hairstyles for me. I actually, when I first did this, instant boost of my confidence. I was instantly was like holding myself up higher. My shoulders were back. It's very interesting what can boost a person's confidence and they instantly are walking different. And that's essentially what this had done for me, doing this with my hair. And so I've been trying to get my hair back in this hairstyle ever since. Doesn't always happen, but I really enjoy it. As it is also nice because I'm accustomed to having my hair in a ponytail or there's this other like bun knot, whatever, that I would do with the hair. It's like you tie the scrunchie around it, but then before you pull the hair straight through the last loop that you do, you just leave it there in that little bun almost. That's what I've been doing with my hair, and I was wearing a ball cap, a beanie when it's sunny and cold, and because I didn't really show my hair and I put my hair in this style, I wanted to show off my hair because I do have a really nice head of hair, and I just wanted to share it. I wanted to like show my confidence too. That's part in the growth bit, as well as the preceding what I went through with the depression and all that to cause me to cut it. It was really just my way of expressing my pain. Same thing with the toenails, and attempting, but not really have a lot of enthusiasm to attempt to break my arm. So I have grown, I feel, from it all. I have been in contact with my psychiatrist. I have switched one of my medications out. I was on Celexa, an antidepressant, because we could not go up with it in dosage-wise because, lo and behold, it had a terrible side effect on me. I had to use the restroom a lot of times, and it was absolutely frustrating going from, say, my grandparents' old house to somewhere else. I like took an hour, 15 hour and a half to get there, and have to stop 11 times just for me to use the restroom. I was peeing a lot at that point, so we really couldn't go up with the Celexa because that was when it was up to the previous time. That was the side effect I had. I still have residual from that, unfortunately. It's mainly in my head. It's triggered in my head now because I used to be just, the bladder would kick in, say, hey, you're full, and the brain, my mind, got used to that. Fortunately, I don't have to pee as much anymore, and since I switched from Celexa to Prozac, I'm now completely off Celexa, and I am now on Prozac, which my mom has described me as becoming sassy because of it. My uncle Charlie, a cockapoo doggy, he's the fur son of my grandparents, and he's on Prozac, and I've joked that he and I are sassy because of the Prozac. I honestly don't know what I've done for my mom to describe me as being sassy. That is something because of how the days have blurred together so much lately, and I have not been eating well. Honestly, that's something I've been continuously speaking of. Not eating well. It's really wearing on me that I'm just continuously telling you guys that I'm not eating well and I need to push. I'm not pushing, and it's frustrating doing that. So I think that's actually starting to push me in the direction of eating better, which I've got some foods that I am going to be focusing on eating, and hopefully not be getting as dizzy as I have been because of it. Because I have not been eating well, I've been continuously getting dizzy. And I've literally just sat down where I was walking, and it was not a comfortable feeling getting dizzy, and all of a sudden the sidewalk started moving on me. It felt really, really weird, that part there. So I'm really trying to not be having to repeat myself that, yeah, I'm still in this rut over food. Okay, so that pretty much is the end of like the major part of the depression. But I will touch into the fact that in the past I have been bullied in school, and back then I never really had a voice to stand up for myself. Now, while I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 online, I have been standing up to rude players and griefers. Griefers, for those that don't know the term, that's used for players in games. Griefers are typically people that just cause problems for everybody and anybody. They'll go left and right. In Minecraft, they like destroy projects that other players have worked on. In Grand Theft Auto 5, they'll go around killing other players just to kill them, essentially. But I have actually found my voice to challenge these people. Like, I talk back to them. You can call it like a clap back, and just retaliating with words back at them. I've been sarcastic to some of them. On one of my cars, I've got the sad trombone horn, and I was driving around in that one, and the person griefing, he couldn't hit me because I put myself in passive mode, which meant that I could not touch any other players and no other player could touch me. He had a shot, which I believe was the orbital cannon, and it really just makes a huge explosion on top of wherever you targeted. I'm not sure if he actually used that or not, but it was something like that. And well, I ended up going in passive mode. He was saying he was calling me a wuss or weakling and stuff like that, and I was just laughing at him, and I was continuously just talking back to him. He ended up like calling me a name, I called him a name, he called me a name, I called him a name. I was challenging him. And then I ended up driving up to where he was, and I was blaring my horn with, the horn is called Sad Trombone. It sounds kind of like wah, wah, wah. That's a very terrible rendition of that. I apologize. But for those of you that would recognize it, that was what I used to taunt him. and he was trying to shoot me with his gun, but he couldn't shoot me because I was in passive mode. This here is probably really TMI that, yeah, I am going to say what this guy said, but hey, there are gamers out there that will say such a thing. There's other gamer that I came across. He wasn't exactly the politest of individuals, and there was a criminal damage challenge that had happened, and basically what you have to do is you have to cause the most damage to AIs, vehicles, and even players. So I ended up partaking in that. I think I placed like second out of first, second, and third, and I go and comment that we did a lot of damage. So the guy goes and says, "You do a lot of damage when you open your legs, lady." Because my username on the game is Lady Ray ADE. That is a lot like what I've got for YouTube. So he ended up calling me lady, and I told him, nah, I cause a lot of damage when I bite people's heads off. And his response was, good heavens. And truthfully, if any of you have been following me and you remember the time when I challenged Wolf, I bit her head off on that one. And people were in agreement. Yeah, what she did was wrong. Not everybody's going to be online while she tests the members of the kinship. So it's not a really good test, and her behavior is just really poor. And some of them even left the kinship at the same time that I left. And even though there was like a lot of celebrating going on, I still bit her head off and caused damage. Now, I still stand by the fact that I probably could have handled the whole situation with Wolf better, but at the same time, if I had not challenged her as I did, I would not have found out more things after the fact. Because somebody that was in the kinship knew somebody that had left, and they contacted me, and I got more information from them. So it was... Honestly, I think it was a good thing that I did do it the way I did, even though I literally just lost control of myself when that happened. I think, like, also in the past, when I have lost my cool with people, is because that was just an unconscious or subconscious reflex that I had because of the years of bullying. But with me now challenging these people on GTA 5 as I have, it's teaching me to take different approaches than just losing my cool. So that I feel it's empowering and informative for me. So yeah, that's what's been going on with that part there. That's another bit of the growth. Speaking of the game and also Hyperionism, in Hyperionism we focus on also actualizing our shadow selves, content that we've suppressed, our mirror self. So it's like I'm like born female, express like a male part of myself, to whether like say daydreaming, or in a game you dress up as a guy character, or even cross-dressing in real life. And then also the power self, which is, I'm not really sure what the power self is. I forgot what that one was. But the mirror self, I have developed my male persona, Estevan Smith, which he will show up in the first book of my Cypern Tales. He will show up there. Okay, I just drew a blank. But he is very much so a gentleman. You could say he's posh, he's kind, he's considerate, but he can be sarcastic. And I the other day when I was playing GTA 5 online, I really wanted to express him, so I ended up making a second character aside from my female one, and I ended up running around as him, and I was talking with my friends about it, explained I just wanted to express my male persona, my male side of myself. And they were like, okay. And a couple of them that I was talking to, they even called me a guy. They called me by male pronouns at that point. So anytime I feel like expressing my male persona, I can go ahead and just jump on that character. Or even on Lord of the Rings Online, I do have a male character on there, and I might end up with a second male character. So that's really nice that I have like these places that I can express myself. That's kind of goes along with expressing the elven characteristics. As Lady Ray Ashlyn Dragonelf, I feel half elf, half dragon. Interesting difference between Ray and Istvan is that Ray, my moral alignment is chaotic good. And that shows up a bit with, as I was talking about, challenging the griefers. It's really chaotic, but fierce and morally aligned as good. So that's very interesting detail about me, which you can see with the personality differences that, yeah, these two characters, these two personas, people that I identify as, they're very much so opposites. They're mirrors to each other. Excuse me. So it's been really nice to explore it and express myself in that way. And it was really, that in itself was empowering for me too. I did join, which I've missed because of my depression. I have missed several of the Hyperion live streams that have transpired, but I did manage to get to the anti-Thanksgiving one, which we had. I will pop up there if any of you want to watch that. With Morgue Official, he had started a donation for No Food Kids or No Hungry Kids. I'm not sure which one it was, but we ended up doing a donation for that, where we were originally just going to go for $500. Then we went to $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Then we went to $5,000 in donations. And we went over $5,000 in donations. And Morgue and everybody was ecstatic. The fact that we got all this money donated, and it was going to be donated to this organization to help hungry kids, so that we can help them actualize themselves, because our bodies, our vessels in the Holos, in the shared dream, requires nutrients and food in order to be able to function. So we ended up managing to do that. Several of us had food beforehand or eaten during the live stream. There was a lot of conversation going on. It was just really fun gathering, and I have seriously missed going to these live streams. And so I'm glad, really glad I went and did that, went and joined. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, even though I have had the depressive state that I was talking about at the beginning of the video, I have been feeling better mentally over time. I'm going to... My art is still going to be on hold for a bit, because my mom is a university student, and she's the one that's going to have to probably be paying for a shipment of Return of the Easel that I had ordered in the first place, because it's flawed. She's been very busy with her schoolwork, so we haven't been able to package it up and return it to have it exchanged. So I haven't been able to really get the posture upright for artwork, because that really, really sucks. Having my posture as it is, I just faces to the paper. I need it up so I'm not as folded over. I'm sure I will end up being a bit slouched and forward, but it'll be easier to straighten myself up and just lower my desk chair down. Alright, I believe... yeah, so eventually I will get back into the art. Occasionally an art piece will pop up. I will let you all know via my Instagram and my Twitter account when I'm going to be uploading my next vlog, if I'm going to upload it that day or not. So that's that. Well, I hope all of you do take care of yourselves. Up there you can find my vlog, or my channel, and down there you can find my vlog playlist where you can catch up with everything that's going on. I know this particular vlog today, my 36th one, I covered quite a few things, and it's 26 minutes into it now. But that's really an update for my life right now. All of you take care. Ad Astra, to the stars.